Starting 5, December 25th, 5 must-see NBA on Christmas Day games tip at noon on ABC and ESPN. Catch 13 straight hours of hoops with 5 must-see games on Christmas Day. Santa's gift to NBA fans? 13 straight hours of hoops with 5 must-see games featuring some of the league's brightest stars, on ABC and ESPN. How many? We've got the winners of 12 of the last 16 Kia MVPs in action, plus 8 former Kia Rookie of the Year winners. Speaking of big stars, Mickey Mouse and Friends will help get things started at 12 ET with Dunk the Halls, the first ever live animated presentation of an NBA game, on ESPN2, Disney Plus and ESPN Plus. 5 stories in today's edition basketball. December 25, 2024. Spurs at Knicks. Wemby's #NBA Christmas debut with both teams off to their best start in years. Wolves at Mavs, a West Finals rematch with 5 of the last 6 meetings decided by single digits. Sixers at Celtics. Can Philly continue its turnaround against the defending champs? Lakers at Warriors, the third #NBA Christmas game between the teams, fourth between Bron and Steph. Nuggets at Suns, the second game in 3 days between these teams is also a 2022 #NBA Christmas rematch. But first, alarm clock. Merry #NBA Christmas. The 77th NBA on Christmas Day tips off at noon Eastern Time and continues all day with back-to-back games from coast to coast. All 5 games will be available on ABC, ESPN, ESPN Plus and Disney Plus, with Dunk the Halls available on ESPN2, Disney Plus and ESPN Plus. 3 for 1 day. Your votes count 3x today in NBA All-Star voting presented AT&T. Tap here to make your voice heard. NBA Play on Christmas Day. Get up for today with Christmas-themed interactive games in NBA Play, as we celebrate its 1-year anniversary. NBA OGs, today on ABC, a conversation with Kevin Durant, LeBron James and Steph Curry, who collectively have 7 NBA MVPs, 7 NBA Finals MVPs, 10 NBA titles and 44 All-Star appearances. Here's a preview before the full interview drops later today. They're nice dudes, but they're killers too. Durant on the competition between he, LeBron and Steph over the years. KD's pull-up Hesse left, LeBron on what he would take from KD's game, while Steph laughs and nods in agreement. This is my happy place, Steph on his love for the game, sitting alongside fellow lifelong hoopers. 1. Spurs at Knicks tips off #Nbaxmas. The New York Knicks have been an NBA on Christmas Day fixture since the league's first ever Christmas game back in 1947. New York has played a league-high 56 games on Christmas, facing 17 different franchises in that time. One team they have yet to face on the holiday? The San Antonio Spurs. New York will host reigning Kia Rookie of the Year Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs to open #NBA Christmas 2024, 12 ET, ABC, ESPN, Disney Plus and ESPN Plus, with the Dunk the Halls broadcast on ESPN2, Disney Plus and ESPN Plus. Franchise Best Offense. Powered by the league's top-scoring starting 5, New York is on pace to rewrite its record books, with its top marks ever in points, assists, field goal percentage, three-point percentage and point differential. Double Trouble, with Karl Anthony Towns, 24.7 ppg, 13.9 rpg, 45.6% 3p, and Jalen Brunson, 24.6 ppg, 7.6 APG, the Knicks join the Bucks as the only teams with 2 top 15 scorers. Homecoming KAT, Towns, who grew up in New Jersey, is having a career year in his first season in New York. He ranks 14th in scoring, 1st in rebounding, 2nd in double-doubles and 9th in three-point shooting. Brunson's encore. Jalen is set to play in his 5th Christmas Day game and 3rd as a Knick. His 38-point performance last year was the most by a Knick on Christmas Day since Bernard King scored a Christmas record 60 points in 1984. Looking to slow down NY's high-octane offense is the human block party known as Wemby, who will make his Christmas Day debut today in the world's most famous arena. Wemby's hot streak. Over his past 5 games, Wemby is averaging 29.2 points, 8.2 boards, 6.2 blocks while shooting 46.9% overall and 40.8% from 3. Elite company. The only other players to average 29/8/6 over a 5-game span since 1973-74, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 6x, David Robinson, 6x, Hakeem Olajuwon, 4x, and Patrick Ewing, 2x. Historic pace. Wemby's on track to be the 10th player in NBA history, and the first since Dikembe Mutombo in 1995-96, to average 4+ blocks per game. Repeat ROI? Teammate Stephon Castle leads the Kia rookie ladder, ranking second in both points, 11.6, and assists, 3.8, among rooks. Don't forget the vet, Chris Paul, who will play in his 10th Christmas game, dished out 16 dimes, 2 shy of the single-game Christmas record, when he last played on the holiday in 2022. Best start since, both the Knicks, 19-10, and Spurs, 15-14, reach Christmas Day with their most wins in years at this point of the season. Knicks. The last time the Knicks had 19 wins through their first 29 games was in 2012-13 when they opened the season 21-8 and finished with 54 wins. Spurs. San Antonio has its best record through 29 games since 2020-21 when they opened the season 17-12, but finished 33-39. Can this year's start help the Spurs end a 5-year playoff drought? 2. Timberwolves visit Mavs in playoff rematch. After meeting in last year's West Finals, the Mavs and Timberwolves renew their rivalry on a new stage, with the two teams meeting on Christmas Day for the first time, 2:30 Eastern Time, ABC, ESPN, Disney+, ESPN+. This matchup features 3 of the game's premier perimeter talents. Anthony Edwards, Minnesota's 5th-year guard, is one of the most explosive athletes in the NBA, ready to create a poster dunk highlight in a second's notice. Luka Doncic. There's a reason he's earned the nickname Luka Magic. He's a wizard with the ball in his hands, creating shots for himself and his teammates. Kyrie Irving. Any conversation about the best ball handlers in NBA history must include Kyrie, whose handle and finishing around the hoop is second to none. Dallas dynamic duo. Luka and Kyrie reached the NBA Finals in their first full season as teammates, and their combined 57.6 PPG over the past 2 seasons is the highest average by a duo over a 2-season span, min 80 games played, since 1976-77. Last Christmas, Luka matched the 3rd highest scoring Christmas Day game when he dropped 50 points and 15 dimes in Dallas' win over Phoenix. He joined James Harden as the only players with a 50-15 game on any day in NBA history. Chasing and honoring a legend, Dallas Klay Thompson chose number 31 with his new team to honor Hall of Famer Reggie Miller, with Klay knowing that he had a chance to pass one of his basketball idols on the all-time three-pointers made list. That moment has arrived. The 4-time NBA champion needs 3 three-pointers to supplant Miller for 5th place. Something has to give. Dallas is an NBA best 14-3 over the past 6 weeks and has led with an offense that ranks 2nd in points, 122.1 ppg, and 3rd in both FG and 3P shooting during that stretch. But just as hot as the Mavs are on offense, the Wolves' defense has made a habit of cooling teams down, allowing a league-low 100.7 ppg in December. Back to form, after having the NBA's top defense last season, the new-look Wolves got off to a slow start defensively, 111.4 rating through November, but have bounced back in December, league-best 101.6 rating over 9 games. 3. Defending champs host Sixers on #Baxmas. Dating back 75 years, the Celtics-Sixers rivalry has featured a league record 22 playoff series, but only 2 Christmas Day meetings, with number 3 on the way tonight, 5 ET, ABC, ESPN, Disney+, ESPN+. Both teams entered this season with high expectations, Boston looking to become the NBA's first repeat champ in 6 years and Philly adding talent to its roster in the summer, headlined by the addition of 9-time All-Star Paul George to play alongside Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. While Boston has been near the top of the East all season, trailing only Cleveland, Philly got off to a rough start, but has started to find its way. Philly's last 10 games, the Sixers enter Christmas Day having gone 7-3 in their last 10 games in an effort to get their season back on track. On November 27, the Sixers lost to Houston in OT to drop to 3-14 on the season, their worst start to a season in a decade, 0-17 in 2014-15. Since then, the Sixers have made strides on both ends of the court, increasing their offensive rating from 28th to 19th, 111.4, and their defensive rating from 18th to 11th, 109.3. Star Trio, with Embiid, Maxey and George all available, tonight will mark just the 6th time the three All-Stars have shared the court this year. Boston's last 10 games, the Celtics enter Christmas Day having gone 6-4 in their last 10 games after opening their title defense 16-3, but maintain their hold on second in the East. MVP candidate. Tatum ranks 5th in the most recent Kia MVP ladder and is the only player this season to lead their team in total points, rebounds and assists. Sixth man candidate. Peyton Pritchard leads the NBA in total points scored off the bench, 455, and tied for third in three-pointers made, 108, among all players. Three-point party. Boston is on pace to set NBA records for three-pointers made, 18.3 per game, and attempted, 50.4. The Celtics lead the NBA in games with 20-plus threes. They are a perfect 10-0 in those games. 4. Rivalries renew when Warriors host Lakers. Tonight in primetime, two rivalries resume when the Warriors host the Lakers, 8ET, ABC, ESPN, Disney+, ESPN+. Lakers vs. Warriors. The first half of this decade has seen the Lakers, 2020, and Warriors, 2022, win NBA titles. And it has seen them face off in both the SoFi Play-In Tournament, 2021, and the NBA Playoffs, 2023, with LA prevailing both times. If the season ended today, the Lakers, 16-13, 7th in the West, and Warriors, 15-13, 8th, would find themselves going head-to-head in the play-in again. Every game matters. With only 2.5 games separating number 5 and number 11 in the West, every win is crucial as teams battle for postseason position. Especially, head-to-head games that can determine tiebreakers. Tonight is the first of 4 regular season games between the Lakers and Warriors, with the first 2 played in SF, also January 25th, before the series ends with 2 games in LA, February 6th and April 3rd. LeBron vs. Steph. In addition to the team matchup, tonight marks chapter 53 in the storied rivalry between two of the game's all-time greats, LeBron James and Steph Curry. Stocking full of greatness, between the regular season, playoffs and play-in, LeBron and Steph have faced off 52 times with Curry holding a 29-23 edge overall. Regular season, 12-11 in favor of Curry, who has won the last 2 meetings. Playoffs, 17-11 in favor of Curry in games, 3-2 edge in series, 3-1 in the finals. Play-in, 1-0 in favor of James in the 2021 tournament. Christmas Day, 2-1 in favor of James, including the last 2 meetings, 2018-2016. Last season, LeBron and Steph showed out against one another during the season series. LeBron in 3 games versus Golden State, James averaged a triple-double, 36.3 ppg, 11.7 rpg, 10.7 apg, on 61.4% shooting and was highest-scoring player against the Warriors all season. Steph in 4 games versus LA, Curry averaged 33 points, 7 dimes, and 6 threes on 52.2% shooting overall and 48% from deep as he finished as the highest-scoring player against the Lakers all season. Top of the charts, no player has played in more Christmas Day games, 18, or scored more Christmas Day points, 476, than LeBron. A win would break a tie with Dwayne Wade for the most Christmas Day wins, 10. LeBron on Steph's turf, James, 29, needs 3 threes to become the all-time leader in Christmas threes, while the NBA's all-time leader in threes made, Curry, 18, ranks 7th on the holiday list. 5. Nuggets visit Suns to wrap up #Baxmas. Remember those 2.5 games that separate number 5 from number 11 in the West? Those 2 teams are number 5 Denver and number 11 Phoenix, who meet tonight in Phoenix, 10:30 Eastern Time, ABC, ESPN, Disney+, ESPN+, for the second time in 3 days. The Nuggets won the first of 4 regular season meetings this season on Saturday in Denver as they rolled to a 117-90 win. Can the Suns avenge that loss at home and even the season series? Familiar foes. Since the start of the 2020-21 season, the Nuggets and Suns have met 14 times in the regular season, split 7-7, 10 times in the playoffs, 6-4 Suns edge in games, 1-1 split in 2 series, and once on Christmas Day in 2022. Flashback. Nikola Jokic had a game for the ages, 41 points, 15 reb, 15 AST, to lead the Nuggets to a 128-125 overtime win, sending the Denver crowd home with a holiday treat. Rare feat, Jokic joined James Harden, 53 points, 16 reb, 17 AST in 2016, and Oscar Robertson, 42 points, 15 reb, 18 AST in 1962, as the only players to ever record a 40/15/15 game. The rematch. Tonight, the Nuggets and Suns meet again on Christmas, this time in Phoenix as the Suns try to end a 3-game slide and the Nuggets seek their first Christmas road win in 5 tries. A historic chase. Jokic enters Christmas ranked in the top 4 in points, 30.9 ppg, second, rebounds, 12.5, fourth, and assists, 9.7 apg, tied for second, as he goes for a 4th Kia MVP in the last 5 years, a feat only accomplished by LeBron and Bill Russell. Elite efficiency. As Jokic enters his 700th career game tonight, he ranks 6th all-time in field goal percentage, 56.8%, among players to have logged as many games. The KD effect. So far this season, the Suns are 13-5 with Kevin Durant in the lineup compared to 1-9 when he's been out. Christmas buckets. KD enters tonight 4th on the all-time Christmas Day scoring list, 315 points, trailing only LeBron, 476, Kobe, 395, and Robertson, 377.